Hello everyone and welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. We are here for the Daytona 400. Today we have Chris Buescher, who has been really fast during qualifying. We also have Truex Jr., who is a bit slow. And we have the pole winner, Ryan Newman. Roush Fenway doing a good performance here today. And we have Greg Biffle starting in 24th. Let's go racing, race fans!
Alrighty everybody, so obviously you saw last race, Greg Biffle did pretty good, coming home 4th in the Xfinity race. We have him starting here in 24th. Going to have to see how these Roush Fenway cars team up and get going. Chris Buescher has been fast, had a bit of a optical thing where he got a little penalized, but not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, racing is going to be pretty fierce here as we go racing. Ryan Newman out on pole. Exactly, so Ryan Newman obviously on pole. Roush Fenway put a lot of work into today's, this week's racing. Obviously made an Xfinity car for Greg Biffle to get some practice in. We also have the return of stage racing. As you might remember, last race had no stages as everyone is loose back there. Very loose there as we go about 3 wide. So Chris Buescher's car really step out there. Exactly, and also Justin Haley not helping the situation with that 16 car. Yeah, Greg Biffle's not happy with him. Not at all. Goes to the outside of Haley. Going on the inside, gets up to the 88 car. We got Kurt Busch and Austin Denham. They're moving back in there in the center lane. Not getting much going on there for them. Not much happening here. Quite a few movers, but not a whole lot of action, luckily for all of us. No one crashing or anything, which is helpful. And the field has stayed together fairly well. A little bit of a lengthened out field, but honestly not bad at all. Staying all very tightly packed together. Here's Ryan Newman there. He's kind of dropped back from the front, trying to hopefully miss out on any wrecks that might happen. So definitely a smart move for him there. We got a few other guys kind of doing the same, kind of moseying on towards the back. Hopefully come back here later in the race, just trying not to get messed up in any early incidents here. We got the 42 car there coming down in front. Greg Biffle doing a pretty good job of getting runs and moving his position forward. Started 24th, he's up to 14th right about now. There he is, and he's coming up on his teammate Ryan Newman. Started out on pole. Ryan Newman has dropped back, as you said, trying not to get mixed up in any weird wrecks early on here. We also have Chris Buescher, who continues to march forward. And we got a wreck above the field. Kurt Busch is around, huge wreck. We want to see the caution though. There's the caution. And we saw Kurt Busch just slam right around and went to the infield, and there was some pretty hard wrecking back there. Let's see if anyone's going to pit. Looks like Kurt Busch definitely going to be pitting. Everyone else is staying out. Alright, and you see what everyone did not want to see, and that is the Roush Fenway teammates teamed up together. They're going to be pushing each other rather hard. We also have Chris Buescher, who is still moving towards the front. He's a little bit slower here, but still very fast. Let's see him farther up later on in the night. There we go. So we got the guaranteed rate number 6 Roush Fenway car. And Greg Biffle obviously trying to give him a push. Ryan Blaney has jumped to the top there. Greg Biffle a little bit slow, getting some side draft there from McKenzie. That's not helping his position as Ryan Blaney takes that spot. Definitely what people wanted to see. They did not want those Roush Fenway teammates to be together. As now he goes to the outside. Blaney loose into him. A little bit of contact there. It definitely could have been worse as Blaney continues to go farther back. And Yeah, there's some... Great Biffle is loose. He's reporting the car is very loose, so might have to look at tape and some other things to work with the air to hopefully get that thing toned down a little bit. Austin Dillon trying to run the high line there, got in the way. Greg Biffle refused to give up the spot. There we go, Chris Buescher getting some help from 32 Front Row Motorsports as that car is getting pushing forward pretty well there. Greg Biffle trying to get some speed back here. Chris Buescher was going to try and come down but didn't. The big run there from the 16 car, trying to weasel Byron out here more than likely. Byron kind of blocking in. Yeah, Roush Fenway teammates here pretty close together in a tight pack. We got a slow car, seems to be moving back there. Ryan Newman trying to move around cars here. Got a lot of shifting parts here. Yeah, who we got? We got the 51 car there, being slow with Joey Gase. And he is actually was in the front, but slowing down, going back to the 15th position there. A little bit loose contact there with Greg Biffle and Byron. Not bad though, not bad at all. Yeah, Greg Biffle kind of just stuck there, honestly, just trying to get to his teammate. Not really moving too much. We got 3 wide going through the trial. Yes, 3 wide. Rather surprising at this stage in the race. We only got 11 laps in. And luckily we have not seen a large wreck. Everyone is still racing. Byron, huge checkup, which... You see there, Greg Biffle going down. He's falling backwards. That is legal, but yeah, Byron just had a huge checkup, and that just kind of, I'm not sure, but Biffle, yeah, dropped out of that one pretty quick there. He did not like being behind Byron there. And Byron is pitting there. And there goes Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle's in the wall. Huge wreck there with the number 16. The caution is not out. Greg Biffle is trying to get that car moving again. I'm surprised that it's moving. Huge damage to that car. See if we can get a look at it. A lot of damage. Doesn't look that bad though, but yeah, that's a lot of damage from that 16 car. As he is trying to get that thing to move. Reporting damage to the engine. That's a lot of damage there for that 16. Just trying to get that car to move at this point. I am surprised the caution did not come out. Exactly, the caution did not come out. Greg Biffle was into the wall in the tri-oval, and the caution did not come out. Greg Biffle was amazingly driving away from that. Rather reminiscent of Ryan Newman's wreck, along with Greg Biffle's wreck earlier this year at Las Vegas. And he's coming down. There's no way he was not going to pit, as there's a huge wreck behind him and he stays out. Huge wreck on turn 4. Greg Biffle's engine is still running. I'm really surprised that the caution is finally out. I don't know what to say right now. I'm rather surprised by this as well. Greg Biffle going to pit there. He is back on the lead lap. Todd Dillon is out of the race. His car is toast. I'm just surprised. I really don't know what to say. I'm rather surprised by the whole predicament. Greg Biffle into the wall, and the car is still drivable, which is amazing. Exactly, the car is drivable, which is fascinating. Hard racing here in stage 1. Only 1 car out of the race so far, with 3 incidents so far. Only 2 cautions, and Greg Biffle is still in this race. That's amazing. You got Chris Buescher there, who is leading the race right now for Roush Fenway. They're going to want to come down again and pit and hopefully get some more damage fixed out of that car. But yeah, his car is he's not working very hard right now. He's just limping that car along there in the back. A lot of cars involved in wrecks. Not too many of them out. See Greg Biffle now. Yeah, everyone's kind of gotten up to speed. He's kind of falling back now. Yeah, that was a lot of damage to that car going up and over. I really don't know what to say. I'm still so stunned by all that.
Exactly. I mean, that is absolutely unprecedented that the car is still working. That is just absolutely stunning, and we really would not have expected that. Okay, well, I think we're going to go to Mike. Mike does have some words on the pit stop that happened and the damage and how Greg Biffle was doing after that rather serious wreck, but still in the car. What do we got, Mike?
That's right, so Roush Fenway really surprised at how the car is still driving themselves. Ryan Newman had a bit of an incident as well as Ty Dillon hit the wall head on as the steering did not answer. He was coming back around as the leader of the race and was about to pit when Ty Dillon hit the wall, smashing into him. So all Roush Fenway cars have been involved in incidents during this race. All three of them are still racing. Ryan Newman obviously got the damage fixed. Chris Bush only has minor tire rub, if that. And Greg Biffle into the wall. Up and over at Daytona, the car is still driving. NASCAR is rather unhappy with the fact that Greg Biffle was able to drive the car. Apparently, NASCAR has not yet said why the caution did not come out. There is something that made the difference of why the caution did not come out, but for some reason, that is still going to be a big issue of why the caution at that point did not come out for that serious of a wreck. But definitely poor planning on NASCAR's part for sure. Greg Biffle is talking about having a slight headache, but he is still driving, saying that everything seems to be functioning fine. Also too, he says that the car seems to be handling fairly well, but he is going to want a few adjustments and going to be wanting a lot of water here soon. Yeah, I'd say that would dry my mouth out pretty bad as well, having a wreck that serious. I'm really surprised there, Mike, that the Roush Fenway guys let him go back out. Well, it was Greg Biffle was able to get the car back to pit lane. They did not think, obviously the caution came out as he was about to enter pit lane. He jerked back out, hopefully to get some position before quitting the race, but the car was still running and still drivable for all of that time. Roush Fenway was like, well, the car might as well go out if the driver is winning, and Greg Biffle was okay with it. So definitely surprising, a surprising race so far here at Daytona. And there is a wreck up front. Yep, another wreck going on. Greg Biffle is safe from that one, luckily for him. So he's definitely going to be coming down pit and get some stuff done there on the car.
That's right, wedge adjustment and 4 brand new tires on the number 16 car. Also some tape. And he's starting the field at 38 once again. They did some more damage repair as well. And so we'll have to see how he does in stage 2. That was only the first stage. And we are now in the second. Yeah, this race has been very surprising on so many levels. These 400s are always surprising though. I mean, you think the Daytona 500s are bad, the 400s are always very terrible. One difference is that this is not the cutoff race. So everyone would think that this would be the cutoff race for the playoffs. It is not. The playoffs, new cutoff, is the first race at Dover. That's right. So the first race of the playoffs
happens at Dover, and the first cutoff race for the playoffs happens at the Dover doubleheader. So going to be pretty important, the race at Dover this year, as one race is going to determine who gets into the playoffs and also determines who gets the most points in the first race of the playoffs. So it's going to be very fascinating to watch at Dover. So don't forget to check that out here on the NASCAR News Network. We got 3 right there in the back. Greg Biffle trying to move forward. Got that 0 car there. Yeah, the 0 car has been a bit of a pain there, so he kind of shoves him up into the wall, or towards the wall, and he's now free of a 0-0. Yeah, we got the number 14 car leading the field right now. We also have Michael McDowell back here in 31st, having a bit of a hard run. Yeah, a lot of the Stuart Haas guys are far in the back here as well. Got Chase Edit, who has not been near the front for most of the race. And Greg Biffle just trying to get that car farther towards the front, but definitely a lot of damage on that car to overcome. Now the sheet metal looks pretty well done as they replace the hood, but other than that, the car is pretty banged up on the inside. Exactly, that we're going to be watching that replay for sure after the race, unless we have a DNF. Yeah, exactly. If we have a DNF, we won't be able to, but that's beside the point. Anyways, guys, so we got a few laps here in stage 2. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be right back as racing continues. You're going to watch it on Side by Side. And welcome back, everyone, to NASCAR racing here at Daytona for the Daytona 400. What you're seeing on Side by Side, Ryan Newman in the 9th position, followed by Greg Biffle, who's giving him a push from the 10th position. Ryan Newman a little bit slow there, so we're going down. We also have the beginning of green flag pit stops currently here in the 2nd stage. We'll see how much that goes, as you see the whole field checking up rather violently there. Rather surprising. Yeah, a lot of those guys are all going to be going ahead and pitting there. A lot of momentum lost for all those guys there as they died down. That's right, Greg Biffle is staying out for another lap though. They're going to have a lot of damage to have to fix on their cars, so they're going to get an extra lap of racing in prior to coming down. See how that works out for them. They have plenty of fuel, so that should work, but they're also trying to make sure they have enough fuel to end the stage. It might be a little bit more difficult there, as we have slow traffic, as he's able to weave his way through that slower traffic, which is coming off of pit lane now. Now, the one thing I don't like about this call, guys, is that he's not going to have anybody to race with after he comes down. That is true. Definitely going to be a bit of an issue there. And he is in pits. So amazingly no damage on the car to speak of. They might do a few tweaks, but it's going to be a pretty cut and dry green flag pit stop. And he has just caught a major break there. Greg Biffle is in the pits, and we have a caution. Excellent call there. That was actually really brilliant. That is really going to help this team out, as he's going to be in the top of the field. That's going to be amazing. There we are. Greg Biffle on the lead with Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., and Ryan Newman back there in the top 10. So let's go racing here. 12 laps remaining. Can these guys get save enough fuel to make it to the end of the race? That's right, so each time they take 2 tanks of gas, that's about 11 laps of fuel that's in their tanks. So, definitely a good question as we see huge split off from the rest of the field there. I did not expect seeing that this early on this restart, but huge separation there as we go back racing. Got Ryan Newman there pushing Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Got the 14 car coming along as well. See Greg Biffle kind of side drafting, trying to get back in. Huge wiggle out of Newman. Huge wreck. Ryan Newman is in the wall. And another caution there. Yeah, you saw Greg Biffle just try to side draft me to slow that group down so that he could get back in after Clint. But obviously with that arrow just kind of sucked him in and just kind of got into Newman there. That is definitely not what any of those guys wanted to see there as we go back under caution. And we're back, and it was definitely not the result a lot of these guys wanted to see, so definitely a lot of damaged cars there. And we're coming back to the green here. Everybody getting up to speed, but with that caution, everybody is for sure going to be able to get back to the checkered flag without another pit stop there. You see Greg Biffle get behind the 47 car, trying to get the draft there. We have that second group that's already separated itself there. We got Josh Blicky in the 7, etc. Exactly. So obviously, rather, a race has definitely seen a lot of ups and downs, and for sure, a lot of flips in the air, as you might remember that earlier incident with Greg Biffle, who amazingly is still racing. This is going to be definitely a very notable race here at the 400. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. doing very good, staying in the lead there. Greg Biffle in 2nd, Josh Blicky in 7th, and we got cars coming up for that position. Yep, we got a second line trying to form there. Some bunch of strange cars for sure to see up here in the front, but quite a few of them. Greg Biffle there is looking at the inside, kind of bringing Stenhouse down with him towards lower lane, and there goes Biffle. Biffle leaving Ricky Stenhouse Jr. out to dry there, as they're going to be going racing side by side through the tri-oval. That's going to slow both of these cars down, as we have that second lane coming up with Joey Gase and I believe Brad Kozlowski and others. Yeah, that's definitely going to slow them all down there. Is Stenhouse fighting to keep that thing. Joey Gase, though, not wanting to see a slow race here. He's pushing that 16 car out to the lead. There we go. Number 16 car is off. And Joey Gase watching that car go. Yes, so definitely been a lot of lead changes in this race. We also see the number 17 of Roush Fenway also moving towards the front of this mix. We got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. making another run. Biffle was too late to side draft, going back down, and Kozlowski is there. Yeah, Kozlowski, we're making a 3 wide here. We got 2 cars on the outside, multiple lanes going on. One thing is for sure, we got more lanes kind of forming. Here comes the 17 car with double zero behind the 2. So that top lane they're working on shuffling out that top lane from the middle. And there we go, Joey Gase to the bottom. A little bit loose there, not too bad though. Everyone's kind of sorted back out. Chris Buescher there in 3rd. 16 car trying to get behind him. There he goes. And the 0 car goes to the top. Momentum is on the bottom though. Exactly, you can see the momentum obviously on the bottom as the 17 car goes after the 2. Here we go. As more momentum's building, and there we go. 2 car blocks it once again. Double 0 car, pretty slow there, not really doing much at the point. And 16, 17 all hooked up pretty well, trying to get that locomotion to move. Got the 19 coming in here trying to get some added speed into this group. And here they go, 2 cars coming down, not enough room for him to block, trying to get that 17's nose there. There we go, 17 is coming through. This is for stage 2. Everyone has plenty of fuel, everyone can make it. Trying to get that 17 car out in front. There it goes, Chris Busher is now your leader. That's right, the 19 car came up, trying to get some motion moving. He is now falling back slightly. Got Greg Biffle kind of stoning out there now beside the number 2 car. Having a little wobble there. Looks like we got the 17 car possibly coming down for fuel. And no, it is a flat tire. He is coming down for fuel. Several other cars drop off as well, as they had tire wear issues. Definitely not what they wanted to see at this point. See Greg Biffle kind of getting reshuffled there as well. Fighting to keep position as he tries to move back up. He's back behind the 19 car, moving with the 2. And he's probably going to get, there he goes, there's the run. Moving to the inside lane. 95 knows he's there. And looks like Joey Case is also going to be coming down to the pits. Mike. Yeah, not really sure why all these cars are pitting. Looks like several of them have decided to stay out. Joey Gase, not a good move there as he almost wrecks the leader. That could have been a catastrophe there. And Reagan comes up in front of the leader as well. Damage to the front end of the 16. That's going to give the 19 a run though. Here you see Reagan just came out of nowhere, unfortunately, watching the race there on the back, and we see everyone kind of slowing down there, and there's a caution. A surprising end to stage 2. Greg Biffle is the winner of stage 2 there as he comes back to the line, and as the pit stops that previously started continue. A surprising end once again to that stage. There we go, we see this group of cars here that pitted already, did not pit again. And they're going to be in the lead here for the rest of the race. You see all of these guys really moving, trying to get that position there. Definitely important. Currently cannot see who the leader is at this junction. And everyone is back up to speed. Looks like we got Kevin Harvick, who is leading the race here for the first time this race. Rather surprising to see him there. We got Greg Biffle coming up to the front. Huge wobble out of Greg Biffle there as Montreux Jr. gets into him a bit. And we now have Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who is your leader. A bunch of veterans up here, along with Michael McDowell. Hey, Greg Biffle split the cars there. Rather risky move, but not much else offered to him there. Kevin Harvick left out the dry, is moving farther back. Everyone is very fast right now. We've got a lot of speed going on. Cars are pushing. We got Kurt Busch that was almost trying to go underneath Greg Biffle there. Definitely not a good idea, but yeah, it is go time here for these cars, and everybody knows it. I definitely think that a few more cautions are going to be coming out as well. And we will let you guys watch on side by side here.
And welcome back, everyone. We are back after caution and some pit stops. Greg Biffle restarting in 23rd here as we get back underway here at Daytona. 12 laps remaining. Mike.
Alright, so a lot of these guys potentially can make it all the way to the end on fuel. But only to those who can truly save fuel is that going to happen. So we're going to have to really see who is good at saving fuel here during at least this lap. If they can save enough fuel for this lap, they should be able to make it to the end. So definitely important to save fuel right here, right now on this restart. So definitely a lot of guys are going to be kind of holding back there a little bit, and we're going to see who ends up at the end. So a lot of lead changes and stuff have truly changed up where people are and stuff. We definitely saw a lot of different scenarios happen on the backfield when that wreck came out. Chase had it spun into the wall. A lot of damaged cars here as we go back racing. But whoever can save the most fuel, that's going to be the car that we're going to want to watch for. That's right, Greg Biffle has fallen back somewhat there as he is now in 24th. Trying to save fuel more than likely, also hopefully avoiding that last big one. That's right, it's been kind of hectic here at the 400. Definitely not what a lot of these guys expected, that is for sure. And definitely not what I expected. But it's been a fascinating race, and Roush Fenway has had speed, but not a whole lot of consistency, I must say, as they've been all over the board in position-wise. Ryan Newman started on pole, and he's been back here in the 25th position and hasn't really improved. So, I mean, definitely a lot of position changes here at Daytona.
Exactly.
So, obviously, everyone trying to save some fuel here for the last bit of the race. Definitely important, so that a pit stop doesn't have to happen. So we're going to see how well that works out there. Looks like Greg Biffle has a little bit more speed as he's adding down here, and hopefully coming to the front. Yep, it looks like he's chasing down the 29th position of Byron. Byron trying to work his way up to the lucky dog position should a caution come out. We also have Ryan Newman up there as well with Brad Kozowski. Yeah, you see he's letting out of the throttle somewhat, just trying to ride in that draft. Hopefully not lose it, but yeah, definitely trying to save some fuel here as the racing goes on. Saving fuel is going to be very important for the end of this race here. Yeah, you really see him just really kind of just riding back there, not doing a whole lot of hard racing. Just trying to get back up into the draft, trying to save that fuel. It's going to be really important at the end of this stage, because this is the last one. It is go time for everybody. Looks like we got some speed coming up here. Yep, Greg Biffle looks like he's going to be trying to move forward here somewhat. Up there with Suarez. Much happening there on the top. We're going to have to try and work his way through on the bottom more than likely. Yeah, bottom is usually the best for working your way forward. Top doesn't usually work out too well when you got slower cars in front of you. But yeah, he's going to want to really move his way forward. I think, if I heard this correctly, he is the only Roush Fenway driver on the lead lap, so that's going to be very critical. They're really going to want to have a good position finish from him there. Byron has a giant checkup. Byron fighting hard. For some reason, not sure what's going on there, honestly. And there's a caution. The question is, does anyone pit? Oh yeah, you take a little bit of fuel and tires just in case. There we go. Greg Biffle falls back to the 26th position in those pit stops. But he also has 4 brand new tires here as we go for 3 laps of racing. This is going to be exciting. Oh, it's not over yet. You're going to see ourselves another caution here. I believe Ryan Newman was in the lucky dog position, so I believe he's back on the lead lap, but he's going to be pretty far back there. Yeah, he's 27th, so he's done pretty good there. Greg Biffle trying to get to that bottom lane. That's going to be the one he's going to want to move in, but Dow kind of being a pain there really slowed things up. You see Greg Biffle a little bit slow right now. Not sure what's going on. Maybe some damage from that previous flip into the fence. Kyle Busch there is also on a lap down, giving him a bit of a push back up towards the front. And here we go, Greg Biffle moving forwards. And there goes Byron. Byron has been a pain, to be sure, with Greg Biffle. He's just not done anything whatsoever, just kept being in the way. Honestly, I think Byron deserved that after all the trouble he's caused the 16 team. And I think Greg Biffle enjoyed that. Yeah, so it's rather surprising. No caution. Byron is back in racing. Huge run from 16 car. Here he goes towards the front. Making up some positions as he heads towards the front of this pack. Yeah, he's really going to want to get as many runs as he can here. He's going to really want to be smart last lap. White flag is out. He's behind a lap car. Lap car is not letting him through. That's David Reagan. David Reagan also has been a bit of a trouble for the 16 team here today. He needs a run, but he doesn't have it. Let's see what he can do here. Reagan definitely holding up the show. Yeah, Reagan's just not letting him pass at all. There goes the 16 to the outside, trying to get past. Reagan is loose. Looks like it's going to be a top 20 for the 16 team. There it is. Definitely not bad after all he's been through, but definitely was hoping for a bit of a better finish, I think. That's for sure. Well, everyone, that is the final race here. But we are going to be checking to see if we can find that ginormous flip. Pretty hard ride there for Greg Biffle. But amazingly that car got back up and kept going, so that's pretty fascinating there. Wow. Alright everyone, and there is your final 10. Martin Truex Jr. wins it, along with Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, the 43 car, Kevin Hover, Cole Custer, Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and the 48. Thank you for watching here at the Daytona 400. We will bring you back for the doubleheader at Dover next week. Thanks for watching everyone. See you next time.